it's comparison time. So I'm changing the structure of my videos because I figured that it was getting a little bit repetitive, doing the same intro and all of that. So instead of that, I'm going to put, the subscribe and like things and all of that in the unboxing of the, of the products and all of that. So I think that is a less intrusive and more, let's say, straightforward way of getting into the video. But anyways, that's besides the point. As you can see from the unboxing, we are going to compare these two larks. Actually, I don't know which is which, but one is the 4K version, which is, let's say, the original tuning, and the other one is the retuned version, which has less of a treble spark, a little bit more mid-bass, I think. But honestly, I thought that it would be a major difference between one and the other, but in reality it's not that big of a difference. But that is what this video is for, because I want to discuss with you guys which might be a better option, because KBear actually sells the two versions, the 4K version and the retuned version. So depending on your taste and all of that, you might want the 4K version or the retuned version, and take a shot every time I repeat that phrase. But anyways, let's get started. On my left side are the original version, the 4K version. I just have it with a black cable because I think it looks cool. And over here on my right side are the retuned version in the cyan color, which I think looks honestly super good. Both of these tuning versions are in 3 different colors: mauve, I think this is how you pronounce it, I don't know, I don't care. Purple, cyan, and black if you are a boring person. But again, the differences between one and the other are really minimal. And well, let's start with the most important thing, which is audio quality. So let's start with the bass. Bass is not a main focus on either of these tunings. Bass is actually really similar between them. It's really tight. It doesn't have a lot of soft bass rumble. It has a little bit, but not that much. The difference comes in the mid bass. The mid bass is a little bit more present in the retune version. It sounds a little bit more, let's say, I don't want to say darker because that is not what it is, but you know, it sounds bassier. I think that's the best term. Whereas in the 4K version, the mid bass is not. The mid bass blends a little bit in the mids. There is a lot more detail on bass guitar. That is my example in the retune version, and that's it. That's the only difference with the bass, honestly. You can hear bass guitar better. in my opinion, honestly, I should put this as a big disclaimer. All of this is in my opinion. You know, don't take this as the whole truth or this guy said this, so it must be true. No, remember, music is something very subjective, so I can hear different things that you might not hear, so I'm just doing this comparison from my point of view. And with that out of the way, now let's talk about the mids, which I don't think they touch the mids that much. If anything, in the 4K version, the mids are a little bit more forward. Well, the vocals are more forward, whereas in the retune version, the vocals take a step back and are closer to instruments. So if you like that intimate vocals, you are not going to get that experience in the retune version. This can sound a little bit hot, you know, if especially female vocals, they can sound a little bit too aggressive, but honestly, it's kind of the same funkiness going on, you know, a little bit of weird sibilance and thinness going on, but it's nothing that I would consider a deal breaker. And now for the, let's say, main change, which is the treble or highs, whatever you want to call it. So the 4K version has more treble sparkle, and that's it. For some people like me, that might sound, the treble might sound a little bit too much aggressive, you know, too much in your face, especially with cymbal crashes and all of that. They sound super harsh, but it's not that the IEM is bad, it's just that my ears are a little bit sensitive. But like I said in the intro, the 4K peak is not my main trouble. Rather, I think again is in the 8K region, where there is a little bit of sibilance because of how accentuated it is. So and sounds sound a little bit too thin and metallic, so it's not something that I really like. This doesn't happen in the retune version. The sibilance is still a little bit there, as well as the metallic kind of tonality. I don't want to say it like that because you know, it might be my ears just being bad, but regardless, the sibilance is not as present here, though it's still there, but in reality you lose a little bit of detail because of that. So vocals aren't as thick. I think that is a word. I think that is a word that people use to describe them. They aren't as thick and as detailed as with the 4K version, but again, super minimal changes. And well, aesthetically is the same. It doesn't change at all. I just got a different colors to help me differentiate between one another, because honestly, this mauve, I'm going to call it purple because I don't know how to pronounce it, but this purple one is my favorite color. I just wanted to get the cyan because it looked kind of cool, and I'm not a big fan of the black color because, you know, it's too boring. But anyways, so it's the same aesthetically. You get the same cable, the same tips, the same case, the same everything. It just changes the sound a little bit, so you don't have to worry about getting a different cable, a worse cable, or anything like that. And so that would be pretty much it. A very straightforward video, at least I expect it to be, because the differences aren't really that big. I was hoping to get a different sound profile to go more in depth, because you can get maybe it's a very abysmal difference, you know, but in reality it's not. It all depends. If you like more let's say relaxed sound signature, a little bit more tamed down in the highs, the retune version is very nice. But if you like a little bit more sparkly sound, you know, a little bit of treble emphasis, the 4K version is for you. But honestly, whichever you choose is fine. Soundstage, imaging are the same, which are really nice. Tips, everything is the same. So without out of the way, again, thanks to KBear for sending this for review. Sorry that it took too long to do because again I've been busy, but here it is. So if you want to buy whichever version, I will have links to KBear's shop in the description. If you tell them that you came from my video, you will get a nice discount. I won't earn a commission or anything like that, don't worry. You just tell them that you watched my video, you came from my video, and you will get a discount. So that's it. Not sponsored, not anything. And well, again, that will be pretty much it. I'm very bad at making wrapping videos up, but see you in my next review and stay safe. Goodbye.